A snake can swallow an animal wider than its own head. Yet the real miracle begins only after the prey disappears. Inside that long, silent body, organs shift, stretch, slow down, and suddenly work at full power, like a factory waking from hibernation. It looks almost impossible until you realize every centimeter has been redesigned by evolution for one purpose: survival. And once you see how the inside of a snake actually works, you'll never look at one the same way again. Most people imagine a snake as nothing more than muscles wrapped around a tube. That sounds reasonable. After all, snakes don't have arms, legs, or a bulky body. But the truth is far more fascinating. A snake is packed with highly specialized organs, carefully arranged inside an incredibly narrow space. Every structure has a job, and every job has been optimized over millions of years. Let's start with the skull, because that's where one of the biggest myths begins. People often say snakes unhinge their jaws. They don't. Their jaws never pop out of place. Instead, the bones of the skull are connected by flexible ligaments, rather than being locked together like ours. The left and right sides of the lower jaw can move somewhat independently. That flexibility lets the snake gradually walk its mouth over large prey, instead of taking one impossible bite. Now imagine what happens next. A huge meal blocks almost the entire mouth. How does the snake breathe without suffocating? The answer is surprisingly elegant. The windpipe opens through a structure called the glottis, near the front of the mouth. During swallowing, the snake can extend the glottis forward, almost like pulling out a tiny breathing tube, allowing air to keep flowing while the meal slowly moves inward. Behind the mouth comes the esophagus, an extremely stretchy muscular tube. Unlike ours, it can expand dramatically. Powerful waves of muscle squeeze the prey deeper into the body. It's not a quick trip. Large meals may take several minutes or much longer to move completely into the stomach, depending on the prey and the species. Speaking of the stomach, this is where things become almost unbelievable. Before eating, the digestive system operates in a relatively low-energy state, especially in species that feed infrequently. But after a successful hunt, metabolism can increase several times above its resting level. Blood flow rises. Digestive organs become far more active. Strong stomach acids and digestive enzymes begin breaking down muscles, organs, and connective tissues. Bones? Many people assume they simply pass through untouched. Not usually. Healthy snakes can digest much of the skeleton, extracting valuable calcium and minerals. Only materials like fur, feathers, claws, or certain other indigestible parts may remain. Those leftovers are eventually expelled as waste. Here's where evolution becomes incredibly efficient. A snake doesn't waste precious energy running an expensive digestive system at maximum power every day. For species that may wait weeks between meals, that would be a terrible strategy. Instead, the body powers up only when food arrives, then gradually returns to a lower energy state after digestion finishes. It's like turning on an entire factory, only when a shipment reaches the loading dock. Now let's travel farther down the body, where the organs face a serious design challenge. There's simply no room for everything side by side. So nature solved the problem by arranging many organs one behind another instead of next to each other. Take the lungs. Most snakes have one functional right lung that does most of the work. In many species, the left lung is greatly reduced or even absent. Why give up a lung? Because eliminating one creates more room for the long digestive tract and other internal structures. The body sacrifices symmetry in exchange for efficiency. The heart also occupies an interesting position. Rather than being locked tightly into one location, it sits relatively far forward and has some mobility within the body cavity. This flexibility may help protect it when large prey travels through the esophagus nearby. The heart itself has 3 chambers, unlike the 4-chambered heart found in mammals and birds. Even so, it circulates blood effectively enough for a snake's lifestyle. Right behind the heart lies the liver, long and narrow instead of broad and flat. Nearby sits the gallbladder, storing bile to help digest fats. The pancreas contributes digestive enzymes, while the spleen supports immune functions. These organs may appear familiar because many vertebrates share them, but in snakes, they're reshaped and reorganized to fit an elongated body plan. Then come the intestines, where nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream. Every protein, fat, vitamin, and mineral extracted from the meal fuels growth, movement, reproduction, and future survival. Nothing valuable goes to waste if the body can use it. The kidneys are located farther toward the rear of the body. Their job is filtering waste while conserving water, an essential adaptation for many snakes living in dry environments. Instead of producing large amounts of watery urine like humans, snakes primarily excrete nitrogenous waste in the form of uric acid, which requires far less water. It's another clever solution for surviving where every drop counts. Eventually, several systems converge at one shared exit, called the cloaca. This chamber serves the digestive, urinary, and reproductive systems. It may sound unusual to us, but it's common among reptiles, birds, and several other animal groups. Now think about movement. Without legs, how does a snake push itself across sand, branches, rocks, or water? The answer isn't hidden in one special organ. It's hidden everywhere. A snake's body contains hundreds of ribs connected to powerful muscles. These muscles contract in coordinated waves, pressing parts of the body against the environment to generate forward motion. The skeleton isn't just support. It's part of a remarkably precise locomotion system. Those muscles also explain another famous behavior: constriction. Contrary to popular belief, constrictors don't simply crush bones. Instead, they tighten coils around prey, making it increasingly difficult for the victim's circulatory system to function normally. Blood circulation becomes severely disrupted, and unconsciousness can occur rapidly. It's a strategy that minimizes risk to the snake while subduing prey efficiently. Venomous snakes add another layer of specialization. Venom glands located behind the eyes produce complex mixtures of proteins and other molecules. Depending on the species, these venoms may damage tissues, interfere with blood clotting, disrupt nerve signaling, or combine several effects. Specialized fangs deliver the venom with remarkable precision. But it's important to remember that not every snake is venomous, and even among venomous species, venom composition varies greatly. One feature that often surprises people is just how flexible the internal organs can be after a meal. As enormous prey moves through the body, surrounding tissues temporarily shift position, muscles stretch, organs accommodate the expanding stomach. Then, once digestion is complete, the body gradually returns to its usual shape. It's less like stuffing groceries into a backpack, and more like watching an inflatable structure expand and contract without losing its design. Temperature also plays a major role. Snakes are ectothermic, meaning they rely heavily on environmental heat to regulate body temperature. A warmer body generally speeds digestion within healthy limits, while cooler temperatures slow the entire process. That's one reason you may see a recently fed snake resting in a warm location instead of actively hunting again. Every piece of this anatomy tells the same story. Nothing inside a snake is random. The missing lung, the movable jaws, the forward breathing tube, the elongated organs, the energy-saving digestive system, and the powerful muscles all work together as one integrated design. Remove any major feature, and the snake's remarkable lifestyle becomes much harder to sustain. So the next time you see a snake sliding silently across the ground, remember that the real masterpiece isn't only the scales you can see. It's the invisible engineering hidden beneath them. A body stretched into an impossible shape, reorganized from head to tail, proving that evolution doesn't always solve problems by adding more parts. Sometimes it succeeds by rearranging everything in exactly the right way.